Hey guys, Liquor CEO here, Charles Vaughn. Thanks for checking in. On today's episode, we're going to talk about vendors and suppliers. These often get overlooked or they don't get the attention that they deserve, but we're going to talk a little bit about picking the right vendors, picking the right suppliers, all the components, and why we need to pay special attention to this. But first and foremost, I hope you're enjoying the channel. I hope you're enjoying some of the content that I'm putting out there. I've got a few more ideas for some different topics that I'll be going to. As always, you can email me, liquor.ceo@gmail.com. Check me out at 40-80spirits.com. Get in touch with me through there. I have a chat feature as well as a contact us form. Ask me any questions or let me know if you have any topic suggestions or any feedback in general. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. If you really like this channel, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell so you can get some alert notifications for some of the future things we have going on. Okay, so about suppliers. It's very important to understand that there are two types of pools of suppliers that we're going to need to talk about. I want to focus on the part that's all about production. The distillery we're going to pick, the bottles we're going to use, the tops we're going to use, the decoration of the bottles, the labels, the distillery, the supplies that we're going to use, or the raw materials to make the spirit. And then from there, we'll talk, boxes to ship it in. How's the presentation going to look, which kind of goes back to branding to a certain extent. But we'll talk about that. And then the logistics of getting it, moving in the United States. If it's domestically produced, where are we going to house it, warehouse it, make sure we're licensed up there. Go back to one of the previous chapters for licensing and such. Or if we're importing it, who's our third-party logistics provider? How are we going to do that? And how does that fit into the mix with distributors? I'll do another chapter later on about post-production once we're talking about who we align with in terms of selling the product and getting activation and getting to market and going to market. Which distributors or certain characteristics with distributors you want to look for, aligning with the right sales force. There are a lot of third-party companies that will do your sales for you. Pros and cons with that under many scenarios. But for this particular topic today, we're going to talk about picking the right distillery, the supplies, and things like that. So, with regards to your brand, whether if it's a flavored product or if it's a specialty liqueur, maybe it's a certain type of rum that we're going to look to make, which has a flavor or a characteristic to it. Whatever it is, there are different distillers that have expertise and specialties in certain areas. Macerating for flavor versus adding flavors from a flavor house is a big one. Tequilas often are made with different types of pots where they cook the piña, where they cook the agave. So whether it's clay, whether it's copper, whatever, there's certain characteristics that come out of the fruit that translates into the texture and the end result of the spirit. So we need to make certain that we understand exactly what the characteristics are in the spirit that you're going for, and then finding out if that particular distiller has the expertise to work with it. For example, I work a lot with France, and there are certain distillers that I would work with that are exceptional with wheat to make a wheat-based vodka. But there are a very narrow lane of distillers I would work with that would use grape for a la a Ciroc type, where they distill their vodka from grapes. So picking your root supply, your vendor is important, but picking the right distiller that has the expertise to do that. Second of all, more or less now we're getting into cost and ability to provide and get your supplies up to date, but your bottles, labels, decorations, tops, sleeves, that's more or less just knowing who to call that can really kind of get you the product you want. Maybe it's a decorated, embossed, debossed top, a customized sleeve that's branded, or maybe a pilfer strip type of top decoration for it that's made with a printer. And then also translating that down to a label. What type of paper are we using? The printer. Who's going to design it? What's the compatibility between the art files? Having all of this outlined up front is very important to avoid any needless delays down the road. Your shipper boxes, your packs of 12 by 7, 56 by 7, 56 by 1 liter, 4 by 175s, however you're doing it. decorated boxes, where to go for that, making sure, again, the artwork is there. Aligning all of these components together so we could really have a cohesive system to get things moving through production. There needs to be almost a solid game plan for that. And then, of course, your logistics. If you're importing, who are we going to work with? Kuehne & Nagel, we're going to work with Hillebrand, we're going to work with one of the others, or are we going to try and do it in-house? Which is something I don't really recommend. Given the frequency that you do these things, I would probably tend to say it's better to use a third party that can coordinate it from soup to nuts. Kuehne & Nagel, JF Hillebrand are two that have very deep roots in the spirits industry, so they're very able to help you moving. Even if it's just domestic side, a forwarder like Kuehne & Nagel or Hillebrand can help you with the domestic side movement. Stateside, Western carriers, Belts Logistics, companies like that are third-party logistics providers for warehouse and procurement to kind of help you receive, process, and purpose out inventory to the distributors. Some distributors will actually have scheduled runs between some of these major houses, so it's possible that you can get your inventory if you're fortunate enough to have a distributor that has that type of scheduled run. Your order can be placed on their truck and a scheduled run to go to them. So your pricing could be FOB Maryland, FOB New Jersey, whoever you're choosing. So there's that. So I think the spirit of this was just to kind of give you an idea that there are a lot of things you need to think of, and I strongly recommend a game plan to figure out that distiller that you want to use that's going to create that special, unique personality in your spirit inside the bottle, in that juice. What's going to make it unique and who's going to make it the best? And from there, it's a product of just staying on top of the game and staying organized and really getting everything you want from A to Z, soup to nuts, from your tops, caps, labels, boxes, etc., all the way through your freight forwarding, your logistics, your customs broker if you're importing, etc., etc. So, any questions? liquor.ceo@gmail.com. Smash, like, subscribe, alert. Get in touch with me anytime, any which way. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Cheers, bottoms up. Happy New Year.